Yes, it's another beautiful day, and as we gradually go into the game tomorrow against Westham, the question on everybody's mind is: are we going to bounce back? Chelsea have been without a win in our last two games. That was a defeat against Man City and a draw away to Valencia at the Mestalla. Are we going to bounce back without Abraham? Abraham is not playing tomorrow, in case you didn't know. Abraham is not playing tomorrow. This is Official Gaddafi TV, and my name is Official Gaddafi. Join me as we preview Chelsea's game against West Ham. The bigger part of this video will go into the West Ham team as we look at their dangerous players, the formations they are likely to play, their current form, and their position on the league table. But before we do that, Lampard just had his press conference a couple of minutes ago, and then he was asked about the availability of Tammy Abraham. So the answer Lampard gave was Abraham was still carrying some pains, so he cannot be part of tomorrow's game. But we will look into the following week and see the progress. And then he was once again asked about the availability of the two other strikers in the persons of Michy Batshuayi and Olivier Giroud. And Lampard was like, he trusts in both strikers. He trusts in both strikers. And, Michy Batshuayi, when he comes on as a sub, usually as a sub, he hasn't been that bad. He has given us some vital goals. Like, he gave us a goal away at Ajax, which helped us to win. And in the EFL Cup against Man U, that fantastic goal. So we still have Olivier Giroud and Michy Batshuayi to call upon. So the question is, can they step up in the absence of Abraham? Abraham has been giving us most of our goals this season. He has given us most of our goals this season. And now he is not available. Are we going to feel his absence? Or Olivier Giroud and Michy Batshuayi are going to fill in the big boots that Abraham is leaving behind? From Abraham's injuries, there are no new injuries except the ones we already know. Callum picked up a knock away on international duty, and Marco van Hinkel. There are no new injury situations. So basically, all the players are okay, and they can play tomorrow. Now we jump into the West Ham team. Don't forget, this is going to be a London derby, and West Ham has always been a difficult nut to crack when they come to the Stamford Bridge. And if you look at the matches we have played, the last 5 matches we have played against West Ham, they have won once. Chelsea have also won once, and then 3 of those games have ended up in a draw. So it's not going to be an easy game, even though they are not having the best of forms of late. But a London derby is always a London derby. We saw what happened between West Ham and Tottenham last week, which happened to be Jose Mourinho's first game in charge of the Hotspurs team. They were down by 3 goals, and then in the second half, they put up a very strong fight. And they could have even equalized had it not been the unfortunate incidents of the VAR. So they are coming on the back of a very abysmal form. They have not won any game in their last 7 matches. Their last 7 matches, it's not easy. So they are coming as wounded lions. The last time they won a league match was against Man U. Yes, who else? Man U. And that was, I think, somewhere in September, 22nd September, when they beat Man U by 2-0. So after that, they haven't seen any victory. The 7 matches, it's been even 8 matches with one EFL Cup match where they went away to lose against Oxford United. Yes, Oxford United beat them by 4-0. Oxford United, a lower tier side, beating West Ham by 4-0, which was a difficult pill to swallow. But, this is a game of football. Sometimes form counts, sometimes it doesn't count, especially in local derbies. It doesn't count. Don't forget, this season, our worst beating has come from Manchester United. who are not even enjoying any proper form. So this is football. You can't just write them off. You can't just write them off. Even though when you look at their last 3 matches, they have conceded at least 3 goals. Yes, at least 3 goals. They lost 2-3 at home to Newcastle, and they went away to the Turf Moor, and then Burnley gave them a beating of their lives. Burnley beat them by 3-0, and then they came back home, and we all saw what Tottenham did to them. Tottenham beat them by 3-2. So the things are not looking good for this West Ham team. On paper, excuse me, on paper you can say that this is going to be a walkover for Chelsea, but hey, football is not played on paper. It's played on a turf, and there is only one way to find out if Chelsea are going to walk over on West Ham, or West Ham are going to pull a surprise. Tomorrow, 3:00 p.m., we will all see the outcome. Let's say latest by 5:00, then we will know our levels. Now, when we turn our attention to the league table, West Ham are languishing somewhere on the 16th or 17th on the league table. Things are not good for West Ham this season. And out of the 13 matches we have played, West Ham has only amassed 13 points. That is a point per game. It's not good, It's not good. That is why I said they are coming into this game like wounded lions. They are coming to make a statement. They will try and make a statement. And their game against Tottenham, yes, the scoreline can tell, because it was a game of 2 halves. In the first half, West Ham didn't play well, and usually this season, in the first half, they usually concede at least 2 goals. Or let me just be specific, in the first 50 minutes, they usually concede at least 2 goals. So Tottenham gave them 3-0, 2 goals, yes, at the first half, and then the second half, early in the second half, they added the 3rd goal. But West Ham put up a fight when their coach, their experienced coach, Manuel Pellegrini, took off one of their dangerous players who had a subpar game on the day. That is Felipe Anderson. He took off Felipe Anderson and brought Mikel Antonio, who was returning from a 3-month injury layoff. And that guy did magic when he came in. He pulled 1 goal back, and then he was tormenting the Tottenham defense here and there. So they got another goal back, and then, there was not much time to put up an extra fight. So even though they are losing their games, they are not playing too bad. They are not playing too bad. So Chelsea, I don't see this game to be a walkover. I don't see it to be a walkover, because all of our games against West Ham have not been walkovers. Yes. Last season, we beat them by 2-0 at Stamford Bridge, but it wasn't an easy match. We got that win due to the brilliance of the departed Eden Hazard, who is now plying his trade at Real Madrid with that fantastic dribble goal. So West Ham still have their dangerous players. They still have the players who can make the difference. When you go to the back, they have this fantastic chap, young, energetic, very elegant defender, Issa Diop. He's a very good player. And when you look at their fullbacks, they have Aaron Cresswell and then Fredericks. Cresswell is also good at taking set pieces. When you commit fouls around the 18-yard box, you can trust him to put the ball at the back of the net. He's very good. When you come to the midfield, that is where I can see this Tottenham team, Pellegrini is combining the experience with the youthful exuberance. You see, when you go to the back, they have Issa Diop, who is a very young chap. And then when you come to the middle, they have this fantastic English boy, Declan Rice. He has Declan Rice in the midfield. And then he is playing alongside their inspirational captain, Mark Noble. Very inspirational. He's a very great leader on the pitch. So it's not as if they have bad players or they have poor players. We can only say it's a poor form, and only a win can turn things around. Only a win, and a big win like against Chelsea. If they should get a win against Chelsea, I believe things can turn around. But are we going to give them that chance to come and make noise at the landing? No. Yeah, I don't think Chelsea are going to give them that chance. Maybe they will do it elsewhere, but not at the bridge. So they still have these fantastic players. I earlier mentioned Felipe Anderson, very tricky player, very skillful, and he can cause havoc. You see, on the other flank, they still have Andriy Yarmolenko. We all know the caliber of player Andriy Yarmolenko is. He did it at Dynamo Kiev, went to Dortmund. Things didn't go too well for him, and then now he is at Westham, and he still have some goals in him. That wicked left foot, it can cause havoc any day. And then they brought in Robert Snodgrass. Snodgrass has very big experience in the EPL. Talking about his days with Norwich City and then Hull City. And he is now at Westham with that experience up front. He can be very, very dangerous on the counter-attack. And then they have this fantastic striker, Sebastian Haller, who came in to replace Marko Arnautovic when he departed for China. And then they also brought this young chap from Switzerland, Ajeti, who also came in to replace Chicharito, who is now applying his trade at Sevilla. So they have the squad depth, They also even have Pablo Fornals on the bench, that fantastic player who came in from Villarreal. So their recruitment was very decent. That is why I said it's not as if they don't have good players. They have fantastic players. They have very good players. But it's just that the form is not there. And coming into this game, one notable miss is West Ham are coming without their number one goalkeeper, Fabianski, who is recovering from a surgery he had. So they'll be coming with Jimenez, who happens to be a second keeper. And they still have some other notable injuries. Manuel Lanzini, a very, very, very inspirational boy at the West Ham team. He is also nursing an injury. And then Jack Wilshere. Wilshere hasn't played that much, always carrying an injury. So they have all these players who can turn things around when they are looking good. On a good day, West Ham can cause havoc to any team. They started the season very well, but along the line, they have deep in form. And they can still turn things around. So Chelsea are not going to get things that easy. No, we are not going to get things that easy. And looking at the fire Mikel Antonio has brought, if he's going to play anywhere closer to how he played last time, then our fullbacks are going to have a problem to deal with. But I believe in Frank Lampard and his boys to get a win out of this game. This is going to be a very difficult game, as it has always been. It's going to be a very difficult game. And Frank Lampard played a season under Manuel Pellegrini when he was coming to the end of his playing days at Man City. And that was in 2013. So is it going to be kind of a father and son or something like that? Yeah, it's going to be Chelsea against West Ham. An experienced manager against a young manager who is trying to, make things work for him. So it's going to be a very interesting game. But like I said, I hope Chelsea are going to come away with the win. West Ham are going to continue playing their 4-4-1-1 formation, sitting deep and then waiting to catch teams on the break. And I know Chelsea are going to try to dominate the game. I think Lampard is going to revert to his 4-2-3-1 formation. And I think, or I wish, he can rest Azpilicueta and then go with Reece James and Emerson at the fullback positions, because they have proven to us this season that they are the best fullbacks we've got in this kind of system. Azpilicueta didn't get a chance at the Spanish national team because of these reasons. They were playing these kind of possessive footballs. The defenders or the fullbacks should always play higher up the pitch. But Caesar can go up there and then he can't come back in time to defend. That is the reason why he didn't get enough chances at the Spanish national team. You see, so Lampard should, stick with these two fullbacks, Reece James and then Emerson. They are the best we've got at the moment. Yes, Caesar comes into the team with that massive experience, but things are not working. He is always getting exposed, always putting an extra duty on the left-sided defender or either the right-sided defender, depending on where he plays on a day. Guys, this is where we end our match preview. Those who have not subscribed or those who are new to this page or this channel, this is Official Gaddafi TV, and I beg you, subscribe and share this video. Let's make the family grow. Blue till I die.